And we're live.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Pull the Pin Podcast. Today we're talking about the Open Championship, the fourth major. 2021, there wasn't one in 2020. Last week's winner at the Scottish Open was Min Woo Lee, an Australian.
Actually, extremely filthy. If you ever want to see him play,
Yeah, he is really good.
Shields video he does with him, and
Yep.
he just like casually goes down. It's like, yeah, I played okay today. I shot 900. But it was okay because it was casual.
It was casual. All right, so I have a ton of notes today, so let's run the intro and get back at it.
Check it out.
All right, Tommy, we're out of the shoe section, back in the bay.
Yep.
The soon-to-be renovated bay in the late fall of 2021.
Yep. It's going to be all new. It'll be brand new cage, brand new screen, everything. It's
Love it.
going to be a lot more functional and a lot more comfortable for our customers.
Fantastic. Excuse me as I just pounded some caffeine before this. I'm now burping like crazy. All right, so 2021, 149th Open Championship. Next year will be the 150th at St. Andrews. Royal St. George in Sandwich, England, hosting for the 15th time, ranking it fourth for most all-time behind Muirfield 16, Prestwick Golf Club, which is now not a club. It doesn't exist anymore. They hosted it 24 times. And the Old Course at St. Andrews, of course, 29 times and number 30 next year for 150. First hosting since 2011 when Darren Clark won with a -5. He was ranked 111th in the world at the time. It was I remember it. It was right when I really started getting into PGA golf. I got into playing a couple years previous, but I remember it being a really big deal because he just was kind of in obscurity before that. He was a great player for a long time, but had not been around for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, this is actually supposedly one of the harder courses for the Open. I think it has the lowest average for winning score. So you're going to see some guy, and there's a couple of reasons for that. There's only 2 par 5s.
Yep.
And both
par
of them
70.
are over 540. So even link style course, not everyone's going to be getting home in 2.
Right.
So you're going to have to see some wedge play. And so, I mean, I think what I'm sure you will get into stats to translate. In my head, though, you're going to have to look at guys who are strong wedge players and strong iron players because they're playing so many more par 4s and they're going to have, more pitching wedge 9 iron, 8 iron in them than they will,
So just a precursor stats that translate, we have strokes gained off the tee, we have stroke gains approach, strokes gained putting today.
Yeah.
So only 3, but they're the 3 most important. It was kind of tough. My research is before most of, like even golfstats.com, which I'm a little disappointed at, doesn't release these stats until after 4:00 on Monday. And well, what good does that do me when I'm trying to get a show ready by 2:30?
Right.
Anyway, par 70, 7,200 yards. I mean, it's the oldest championship in golf. It's, all the history, everything that goes out there. It's the first major, obviously. And I'm looking forward to it. I plan to be on the YouTube channel a lot this week. You guys are going to do a watch party for the store on the 18th?
I'm not exactly sure that's going to work yet because, coverage is so early. I don't know if I'm assuming it'll be a replay coverage.
Right.
Still, if you guys are watching the Friends of the Store, we're going to be doing an event with Tellus this Sunday. It's a collaboration between us, Tellus, and Trogs Beer. Essentially, if you come out and watch the Open with us on the second floor, if you buy a Trogs Beer, you get an entry into winning a $100 Pull the Pin gift card, good for anything in the shop. So,
well, gosh darn it, I'll be buying a Trogs Beer. I tag them in almost every Twitter post because it's what I drink while I watch golf. Trogs Perpetual, baby. All right, so that's fun for Sunday. I'll probably do a morning watch party. I'll get up real early and watch, and I'll be down in my basement so I don't wake the kids, but I'll probably do something fun like super early in the morning and get something out there. Try not to be a buzzkill or actually, make it so people don't know or people know what's happening before it's happening. Let's get into some picks here, though. Shane Lowry, obviously, can he defend? Missed the cut at the Arnie invite, and then 4 top tens in his last 9 starts. I mean, he's as in the hunt as anybody this week. No Open last year, so he's the defending champion, but it's not like he's trying to win it 3 years in a row. I like him this week a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about his game is, again, it goes back to ball striking as he is. I mean, he's a better J.B. Holmes. J.B. Holmes is a great ball striker, but he can't chip or putt worth anything.
Right.
But he can actually get it done on the greens a little bit. And I don't overvalue putting like this week. As crazy as that sounds, is you're not going to have these perfect greens that are going to roll 16 and true, there's going to be some bumps.
Yep.
So it's going to be about who can get it closest to the hole and make some shorter putts. So I mean, I think it's all about stroke gain approach this week, and there's not many people better than JB at that.
Right. Or Shane Lowry.
And he will take his time getting there.
JB Holmes will, yeah. Shane Lowry, I like him this week a lot. He's one of the guys I have a pick here. And I start off with a guy we started off with last week. He's kind of a new show favorite. I think he's a young player. I like him a lot. Garrick Higgo missed the cut last week and has been slumping a little bit since the Palmetto win. But I like him to bounce back this week. I like him to be in the hunt a little bit. I don't know that I'll bet on him to win. I think he's a guy that could find a top 5 or a top 10 somehow and make you some money. The odds are right for it. He kind of had a surge where his odds were a little against you, but now they're back in that real high plus category. So he's a guy I would throw some money on. And the next guy is Guido Migliazzi, another guy who I talked about last week a little bit. Didn't play terrible last week, tied 35th at the Scottish. I'm riding him from last week. He's, he had a T4 at the U.S. Open. I just think that he's a guy that's on the rise as far as players go, and you're still getting great money odds for him. You're still going to bet a couple bucks on him and can make a couple $100 if he were to pull one out and win.
Yeah, I mean, again, I look at a guy that'll be written all year is Neiman. I don't think he's going to do particularly well.
Okay.
His game he's more of he's a U.S. type player. He hits the ball sky high. He likes to attack pins, but it's a different game. I don't know this early in his career he's going to make that adjustment yet. So we'll see what goes on there. I have some names I'd like to throw out at you that maybe.
I've got 2 I want to get out of my mouth before you get into yours. That sounded weird. Sorry about that. So there's 2 guys. If you wake up in the morning and you watch the Golf Channel on the weekends and they have the European Tour on, 2 guys that you've probably seen their name. Lucas Herbert. If you've watched the European Tour this year, you've seen his name on a lot of leaderboards. Winning the Irish Open and following up with a T4 at the Scottish Open. Like him a lot this week. He's played really well this year, and he is super hot right now. And then the next guy would be Johannes Biermann. Similar to Herbert, he's hot. Second to Herbert at the Irish and tied for 8th last week at the Scottish. 2 guys right there that are European Tour players that are in the field that I love. I absolutely love them to be in the top 10, possibly pull out like a miracle win here and make you a ton of money. So in our model, you have to bet these 2 guys. 100% have to bet them with how hot they're playing the game.
Yeah. There's a couple guys that I like. I'll start kind of with some of the longer shot guys that have been playing well lately. Ches Reavie is a guy that I like this week.
He's getting a lot of love this week online. So, I mean, part of the research I do is I hop around betting sites and just see who they have listed. He's catching some love. I love that pick. I like it a lot.
He played really well last week.
Yep.
Checked out the John Deere. Not that translates super well to this.
Playing well.
He's also a guy who has a great short game. Never seems to make a lot of bogeys. And, starting the show, we were talking about how it's one of the harder scoring courses. So it might come down to a par contest instead of a shootout.
Yep.
And I don't think he's not super long, but the course isn't super long.
No.
That probably won't play super long unless the wind's in your face. I don't see why he can't go out and another guy who'll probably, even if you get him for a top 10, maybe make you $100.
Yep, I love that pick.
Someone that I talked about from our very first show, his game should translate beautifully over here is Ryan Palmer.
He's on my list later on. Absolutely. I like Ryan Palmer a lot.
Palmer, I have him as a full-on.
He's top 10, top 5 in winner.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, he is a good putter, not a great putter, but again, I don't think that
You're not
matters
putting
too
as much
over
into
there.
the putting over there?
And he's a great ball striker, and he also is a grinder kind of guy.
Yep.
And I think I've always knocked him for his fourth round, playing performances.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot better this year than I have in the past. Gives me some confidence that he can go over and do it.
It looks like he's just matured over the last couple of years, and he's getting closer and closer. I think you're exactly right.
And then I got Robert McIntyre, who just had a great showing at the Scottish.
Yes, he did.
And you know what? We were hot on him for all year, and I know
He's a young player.
I know two of these three picks are for. It's like, of course, Tom's picking them. Like, he's picked them all year, but I mean, it's legitimate. I was picking him because he had great odds, and I knew his game was good. But now he started to play in bigger events. He's played in this will be his third, or he's played in all four majors this year.
Yep.
So he's had some major experience. He has played really well at the Scottish Open. Like, he was 3 back at one point. So he's been playing really well. No reason for him to not continue that play, and he just doesn't strike me as he's kind of like the European Tour Victor Hovland. He doesn't strike me as a guy that feels much nerves. He just goes out and plays his game and does it.
I look at these guys, especially
even the British Masters, he was right there too. So I mean, he's played well over there recently.
You mentioned that you've brought him up a lot this year. We bring guys like that up a lot because they're the guys that we want you to take a flyer on because that's a possible big money win. The odds he's getting this week compared to betting on Jon Rahm is significant. So $1 on McIntyre is triple what it is on Rahm. So that's why we bring guys like this up. Guys that we think are close, guys that are young, guys that have a plus game. Those are the guys that we really look at.
Hold on some other ones because I have 2 mid-tier guys.
Yep.
And then I have 2 blue chip. And then I have my actual pick to win.
All right.
Which is maybe a little bit.
So talking about young guys, now we're going to go into an old guy. We got B. Westwood, 42 years old. Can he win his first major? He's been extremely steady this year with 2 runner-ups this year. He was tied 35th last week and tied 46th at the U.S. Open. So he hasn't been as hot lately. But when, I had a
Beyonce went out wife on the bag.
I don't know if she is.
If she's not, she should be. He plays better.
But yeah, back-to-back runner-up earlier this year. I had another note here, I thought, but it's not here, so I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be wrong. And then a guy that you mentioned last week, his game not transferring to this type of atmosphere. All of the stats that I've read as far as finishes disagree with you. Ricky Fowler. So Ricky Fowler.
He's played great in the British Open, which is.
Well, last week we were talking about it, and you said he hits the ball high. And, it doesn't translate to links play and to British Open play. So
he's finished high before.
Absolutely. So he's, starting to show shades of a little bit of Ricky. 3 top 11s, or 3 top 10s in the British Open in his history. He's made his last 3 cuts with 2 top 11s. He's tied 6th. He tied 6th and 19 at the Open and is 9 for 10 in cuts made. He has a T6 and a T2 in his
My question
his
is,
10 cuts.
Because he relies so much on that putter again, is that gonna?
Yeah,
is he gonna make enough putts?
Sure. I like him as a flyer pick. You're getting great odds for a bigger name.
Yeah.
Definitely
the higher, his ceiling is very high.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Next guy on the list would be Jordan Spieth, the resurgent Spieth. Since missing the cut at the Farmers, he has rattled off 1 win, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and 11 top 20s. He's won the Open in 17, tied 9th and 18, tied 20th and 19. Just the way he's been playing, he hasn't played since the U.S. Open. He's taken some time off, probably working pretty hard on his game. I like him this week. I think he comes out and plays well. The last time he won in 2017, before that win earlier this year, was one of the most fun tournaments I've ever watched. He's the type of guy who can scramble with the best of them. Yeah. So I like him.
It doesn't have to be a shootout here. It's definitely in the pro column for Spieth, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Make a few bogeys, some of those mistakes,
and then
if he just messes around and finds 5 birdies out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's
or
good again.
make some stupid eagle out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is
Holes
that's his
out.
game.
For someone who's a minus ball striker, holes out a lot. Yeah.
Our executive producer Brady is sorting somebody up in the shop. I don't know what's going on. Mark Leishman's my next guy. He plays third at the Travelers at the end of June and has been close in previous opens. He has finished 6th or better in 3 of his last 6 opens. Anybody you want to bring up?
I got 2 guys, and it's for me. It's all about trend. It always is. I'm always big on that. And it's not been super recent, but they've had great years to this point, and their games are just dynamic. It's Sam Burns and Corey Connors.
Both of those guys. You'll hear Corey Connors' name a little bit later on.
Yeah, Corey Connors has a great short game, which is going to be huge. But Sam Burns can do everything. I mean, there's not a weak facet of his game.
Yep.
He's finally started to tap into that potential, winning once, almost a second time earlier this year. And I think he could do very, very well. And I think if you're not putting at least $1 on both of them, then you're wasting your time.
Next 3 names are just 3 names that if they win and you didn't bet them, it's your fault. DJ, Rory. DJ, I don't love him this week. I don't love him right now in general. His game just isn't anything special. He's been very mortal since that last major win. Rory, he won in 14, missed the cut last week. Who the hell knows what Rory shows up this week?
I mean, he's either going to shoot. He's either going to shoot 2 under in the first round or 10 over and nothing in between.
Right.
That's a fact.
That's actually a fact.
That is a fact. He will shoot. He will shoot
peanut gallery.
67, 68, or 80.
Right.
Next on the first round. He will not shoot 70, 71, 72, not even like a 75. It'll be 68 or 80.
Right.
And if there was somebody who would take me on that bet, I would love to have it.
Hear that? Yeah. Comment.
Yeah.
Take Tommy on the bet.
That's a fact.
Like, I'm literally giving you from 69 to 79. And if he shoots anywhere under or above 80 or below 68, I win.
Next guy would be Kepca. 3 top 10s in his last 4 opens. He's looked in form lately. He's not 100% healthy, but I think he's just getting used to that.
It doesn't matter. It's a major.
Exactly. He was 5th at the Travelers, 4th at the U.S. Open, 2nd at the PGA. He looks like he's primed to make a good
run.
run.
Running a lot of reruns back here on the shop lately of like U.S. Opens, British Opens.
One's on right now. It says 2018.
Yeah, but like it's every time I look up, it's like, and Kepka's like in 4th right there. Kepka's in 2nd. Like, oh, this is the one he wins. Like, it's just stupid how like
you get a major.
It's silly, honestly.
It's just grit, man. He's just gritty out there.
But,
that he is. Speaking of gritty, that's a hell of a shot.
Yeah.
Next guy on the list would be JT. Has never finished in the top 10 at the Open. Tied for 8th last week at the Scottish, so that's promising. Probably the best odds you will ever get on him in a tournament. He's plus 2,000 on a lot of betting sites. So that's way above normal for him. Normally he's a plus 850, plus 900, maybe plus 1,000. Plus 2,000's really crazy odds for him.
Yeah. I mean, I think of all the blue chip guys you talk about, you got to go Rahm and Morikawa for me.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, they're just last on the list. I don't
for sure. But
I don't even talk about those triple.
But I mean, like you have to talk about though. I mean, Morikawa probably will still have plus 1,000 odds at least this week. You know,
but you got to bet him. You got to bet him.
I mean, that's still like the beautiful thing about the majors is there's rarely anyone that's like plus like 500.
Rahm's the only one who is under 1,000. He's a plus 850.
But God, he looked good again last week. I mean,
he did.
He is a immovable.
I have a question.
What's up?
Yes, Dan, in the front.
Have you discussed, even though it was only his 2nd win, but Min-Woo Lee?
We have actually.
We actually have. Thank you
really?
very much.
I just wanted to ask.
What was your opinion? Should have tuned in earlier. He stripes it.
We talked about him in the Rick Shields video.
Oh yeah, when he shoots 62 and they just don't cover any of his shots.
Yeah.
It's because I had to see Rick shoot. You know.
That's true.
Next guy on my list, Tommy Fleetwood, hasn't been the standout year we've talked about for Fairway Jesus, but if there is anywhere for him to turn it around, it's here this week. Another chance to get pretty good odds. I think you got to bet him as well this week. Maybe not to win, but top 5, top 10. Terrell Hatton's another guy coming off tied for 18 at the Scottish. He's certainly in the mix this week at home in the UK. You know, some of these guys who aren't going to have to travel, you have to decide whether or not it's going to be too much pressure playing in front of the home crowd, or if they embrace the fact that they don't have to travel and they get to sleep in their own bed. I think that's kind of where it sits for a lot of these guys in the UK.
Yeah.
Next guy, this is apparently my UK segment. Matt Fitzpatrick, tied for second last week, lost in a playoff. Has never been inside the top 30 at the Open. Is this the year the 26-year-old breaks through and competes?
The answer is no.
Yes, he does. I actually. I have yes written in big letters.
All right. Bet right now that he gets outside the top 30.
Outside the top 30?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We just bet.
Case of beer or a bottle.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
I can't wait for him to miss the cut.
Wait, who?
Matt Fitzpatrick.
Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he'll miss the cut.
Hey, man, lost in a playoff last week. Looked really good swinging the club, so I'm all right with it.
He usually does in those off tournaments.
You said Sam Burns earlier. I said I got Daniel Berger here. Strong season for Berger so far. Open championship play looks to fit his skill set. Doesn't hit the ball overly high. Can hit multiple shots. Pretty good around the green, and has proven he can win this year.
Okay.
Who's your next guy?
I have my winner left.
Oh my goodness! Well, I got.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sorry I didn't take half the field.
Here comes the Troy Merritt pick.
We got
No,
two more pages.
not Troy.
It's not half the field. I make on average 60 bets.
Yeah.
So, Sergio, our main man Sergio, 10 top 10s and 22 starts at the Open. 2 of them are at Royal St. George in 2011 and 2003.
And he needs to make the Ryder Cup team.
Exactly. I love him this week to be around. I don't love him to win. I'm not sitting here. Yes.
Yeah.
Not sitting here telling you that he's going to win the Open Championship, but I do believe that he will be around come weekend time. Louis Oosthuizen won in 2010, runner-up in 15, but more recently has been in the hunt and finished runner-up at the U.S. Open and the PGA, tied for 26th at the Masters. Louis playing good golf. I like him a lot this week, and he likes this style of golf, so we'll see what happens. Kisner tied for second.
I love Louis for a second place finish.
Yeah, well, it's his go-to. Kisner tied for second in 18 and has just posted back-to-back top 10s and made 4 of his last 5 cuts. Starting to look in form. We're sitting here watching 2018 where he finished second. This is how I put Morikawa on my list.
He's good at golf.
Colin Morikawa.
His strokes gained with his iron play alone is like insanely far above everybody else.
It's not even close.
So we've got Morikawa. He's good at golf. Bet on him. Top 10, top 5. Winner, Adam Scott, 21st appearance, 15 cuts made, 5 top 10s. Still has a really nice swing, and Aussies have won the back-to-back events. So the Irish Open was Lucas Herbert, and the Scottish was Min Woo Lee, 2 Aussies. Scotty Scheffler, opposites of Adam Scott. It's his first appearance in the Open. He can play anywhere. I like the Big Texan this week. And then Zalatoris, 10 under at the Scottish Open, tied for 26. Seems to play well when the lights are bright. We'll see how he does. I bet him this week. Just a list of names to bet: Matt Wallace, Patty Harrington, Xander Schauffele, Rahm, Dick Bland, Ryan Palmer, Ian Poulter. Neiman and Kokrakar guys I'm staying away from this week.
Yeah, I circled Kokrakar and put question mark. He relies too much on his putter again for me. I don't trust someone that's going to have to be strokes gained like plus 3 or 4 putting, to get it done.
Right.
It's going to be really hard.
So you said you just have your winner left. Who you got?
Well, I want to hear someone that you haven't mentioned
Okay.
whatsoever.
Stats that translate. Strokes gained off the tee. DeChambeau, Rahm, Sergio, Hovland, McIlroy, Connors, Kepka. Strokes gained approach. Morikawa, Paul Casey, Russell Henley, Keegan Bradley, JT, Zalatoris, Rahm, Connors. And Dan's right. Morikawa is almost a full stroke ahead of the rest of the list. Strokes gained putting. Oosthuizen, Brendan Todd, Bazoonhout, Kokrak, Poulter, Reed, Schauffele.
Still haven't mentioned him. Don't care. I think that this week comes down to who has the best wedges in their bag, from getting it up and down
All right.
to getting it tight.
I'm strapping myself in.
He's a lefty.
All right. About time.
His name is Brian Harmon.
I like Brian Harmon
And
this
I
week.
think he wins the Open this week.
I love that pick. You're right. I don't have him anywhere on my list.
7,100 yards. There are only two par fives, each of which he's going to play in 3 shots. And he's going to stick it tight, still
Yep.
play the par fives under
Great
par,
wedge player.
and he wins this week at 600.
One of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten was earlier this year. I was playing with a gentleman down at the beach who called me a poor man's Brian Harmon because I kept sticking wedges close at Bear Trap. And I was like, dude, that is the best compliment anybody has ever given me on the golf course. I'll take that in a
It's not a
heartbeat.
bomber's course.
No.
It's about who's going to scrap it around.
Yeah,
I think the guy who has the best 60, 50, 652 in his bag that week wins.
Yep.
And that's Brian Harmon.
So my pick this week is Corey Connors. I love Connors this week. I think that it's an opportunity for him to break out. He's not going to have any hometown pressure. I think this is perfect for him.
I love that. That would be, my second pick would not, like, if you're not including like Rahm or any of them,
Right.
would have been Connors and then Sam Burns. So,
Yep.
there you go.
I love Morikawa this week. Like, Connors is my pick. Like, the pick that I'm like, yes, this is going to be whatever. But Morikawa, I think, plays really well. I really like Ian Poulter this week, and that scares me because I don't like Ian Poulter.
He's got mad Porsches though.
See, the thing about Poulter is that he's a good guy off the course, but then on the course
He's a great guy. Just
Yeah.
watch the video of him just like basically like MTV Cribs, but like golf edition. It's just him. He's like, here are all of my Porsches that I have.
Yeah.
I apparently recorded the show this
And he
week. I didn't mean to do
never
that.
pretends to be like the best player in the world. He's always just like, yeah, top 10 pays a lot of money.
He's
All he is, like-
he's literally the British version of
Kevin
Kisner.
Kisner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like British people love him, just like we love Kiss. So
Well, Barstool
Kids
Sports,
brand.
baby.
Yeah.
Barstool Sports.
all
By
right.
the way, can we talk about Barstool Sports for a second?
Sure.
For 2 reasons. Partially because they have their new players. They've signed a bunch of golfers.
Yeah, I saw
recently
that.
you can make money off your likeness. And if you haven't known the story behind it, is one athlete emailed them, was like, I'd like to be a Barstool athlete. And they're like, I have no idea what that means, but absolutely. And now if you follow their Barstool Sports page, they have 111,000 followers. And their page is just all these athletes that are now their athletes in college.
That's hilarious.
Second is if you follow Trent from Barstool Sports,
Yep.
is still trying to break 100, and God, it's
still is.
infuriating because he hits so many good shots, and then just makes a 9 or a 10 where he hits
It's
no good shots.
heartbreaking. It is
It's
heartbreaking.
Every week I watch it, and it's like a 30-minute video, and I'm like, he's gonna do it. And I get
Sooner or
27
later.
minutes in, and I'm like, damn it, he's at 90 shots and 4 holes to go.
Yeah.
And it's
I just wasted all this time.
I had so much hope.
But-
But every week they make a little title. It's like, oh, he's gonna do it. He's
Yep.
gonna do it.
I mean, it's great advertising. The problem with it is his putter just kills me.
Yeah. Well,
I-
bringing it full circle back to Kiz,
Sure.
is Kisner's coach works with
Right.
him.
Yep.
So it's like,
Well, I think the funniest moment on the show is when he puts a dummy mark on Kiz's driver right before the U.S. Open.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, man, it's a riot.
But, man,
It just goes to show there's millions of dollars to be made, and even though you can't break 100.
yeah, but
It's facts.
It's so
Facts.
stupid.
it's so annoying because he hits his 7-iron 100, when he's on the simulator, it's 145 to 150. So a solid 7-iron for a high handicap.
Yep.
With great numbers. He flushes the ball. He doesn't know his stock yardages at all.
Right.
He will absolutely flush one from the side of the fairway and come up 30 yards short. And I'm like, you just did not hit enough club. You need a caddy. If Kisner's coach went out and was had a book and was like, this is what you actually hit the ball. And then also be like, hey, I don't care about the line. Just get 2-putt this, 2-putt this, 2-putt this. He'd break 100. It's
Yeah, but you can
he's not.
easily
You
make
can tell
that-
he's a good athlete. I don't know what sport he plays.
You can make that argument for anybody because we know that a lot of people think they hit the ball a lot further than they do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those guys though.
Do you?
Well, yeah, because they're funny. They're just they're just that oblivious to what the game actually means. Nothing makes me happier than never playing with somebody and walking on the tee and then pulling driver and being like, yeah, I'll get this out there like 280, 290 today a couple of times. It's like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen you swing the club yet, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to. Like, understanding the
guy who hits
game.
a 300 usually is like, yeah, like I hit it all right, and then they pound it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, so
Well, it's
Like-
like, I was playing with two buddies of mine at Crossgates yesterday on 11, and I hit my little 4-iron out there, probably like 210, like nothing crazy. The buddy ballooned a driver, and as soon as he hit it, he's like, "Oh, dude, I crushed that thing," and came up 5 yards short of where my driving.
Right, exactly.
I was just like, no.
It's a constant issue with guys that don't want to take the time to actually learn what the game is about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I'm not a long player. That's why
not
I'm.
as bad as that Ty Book guy.
That's why I'm a good golfer, because I understand that, like, when I'm standing on hole 11 at Crossgates, the driver's not a good play. Do I want to be 75 yards out, or do I want to be 110 where I know I'm going to hit my 52, 110 yards?
Right, yeah.
So I think that's a huge problem in the game of golf, that a lot of people just aren't patient enough or willing to accept. Like, nobody wants to hear that they're that much shorter than a pro player.
Yeah.
But they are.
They are.
You know.
We are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we are too,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, if I went out and played in any group over there,
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first one to hit my second shot every time.
Yep.
Realistically.
Exactly.
So,
All right, so a couple of house cleaning notes. One, thank you to Pull the Pin for hosting us once again here. Looking forward to the weekend. Tommy and I are in the Lanco Better Ball this week.
Yep.
He's playing with John Kitsock, and I am playing with Jared Cramp. We should have a good time with that.
I don't know what flights we're in yet. I'm assuming there's the championship flight, and then there's first, second, third, fourth. I'm thinking my partner and I will probably be like in the second.
So it's
flight.
championship, second, third, fourth.
I think we'll be in the second.
Yeah.
Then.
At least that's the way it was on the website. I think we'll probably be sitting in the third. I think our combined handicaps going in were like a 9-3. I was a 3-3, and he was a 6. So we'll be like a 9-3 combined.
Combined 3.8. So.
Yeah, so you'll probably be in the second.
Well, we'll get some good footage on the Pull the Pin page of Ty prepping this Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of pumped. I've been down to Pilgrim's Oak where the tournament is. This will be my third time on Thursday. First time out, made a couple of really bad course management issues. So we were just talking about like having different expectations of how far you hit the ball. The other thing is course management. It's another thing that slows people down on the golf course is that when you walk up to a 200 or a 335 yard par 4, do you really want to hit driver?
Yeah.
Right. So like, unless you're dead accurate with it, you're going to keep it down the middle.
That first drive at Pilgrims is no joke either, man. It's some strategy golf.
Yep,
too.
absolutely.
Big runoff down there and everything. So.
Yeah, I pounded driver on 1 and 2.
Except for Tommy. Tommy can just take it over all of that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Exactly. I'm sure he does.
So, but all right. So thank you to Pull the Pin. Thank you to the Painted Lines for hosting us on their website as usual on the YouTube channel. And we got to run that BetRivers promo yet.
That will one day be a part of.
Maybe. I mean, we are a pretty good betting site. I'm kind of pumped that we didn't pick the winner the last 2 weeks.
Means we're due.
Hey, what's
we
up,
haven't picked the
guys?
winner on
MLB baseball is in full swing. The NBA and NHL playoffs are right around the corner, and the NFL season is mere moments away. While we here at the Painted Lines are devoted to bringing you top-notch content from all the major sports, we are excited to also now give you the opportunity to cash in on all that content and knowledge. If you follow the link below, you will have the opportunity to sign up with BetRivers, an online sportsbook, and get an instant new user deposit match of up to $250. That's free money that you can use and try to turn into more free money. Let's go. Don't sit there and waste all that money. Turn every basket into an otherwise meaningless Cavs-Timberwolves matchup in on a random Wednesday in March. That makes it all the more exciting. For betting tips and advice, be sure to check out written content from our top prognosticator, Money Max, on our website at thepaintedlines.com, or check out the Tough Cover podcast right here on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You've seen the commercials all over TV and radio, but now is the time. Sign up today with BetRivers using the link below and start cashing in on your love for sports. Using the link below will automatically inform BetRivers that TPL sent you, and you'll get that new user deposit match of up to $250. Don't miss out on this opportunity for some free money, baby.
Free money, baby.
Brian
Harmon, Corey Connors, Sam Burns, Murakawa. I like Daniel Berger this week a lot too. I'm not gonna run away from that one. Birdie Wrap. Use your Birdie Wrap, guys. It's awesome. I've been using it a lot. I have a blister on my left thumb. It's actually not from golf. It's from something I have to do at work right now all the time, and it's messing me up. It's not from golf, but it hurts when I have it on the golf club. So Birdie Wrap's really cool. Anything else you want to throw out there?
I'm gonna get fit.
Yep. Thanks to Dan and Brady for being our audience today and our executive producers as usual. Thanks to Tommy once again for hosting. Join him and the rest of the staff out at Tellus 360 in Lancaster on Sunday.
We'll have more details. Follow us on Instagram, especially Pull the Pin Lang.
Yep.
We'll be posting a bunch of more content about time, any other prizes going on and everything like that. So.
And we'll throw that info up on the Twitter site as well. PTP at PTP 2021. We'll make sure everybody knows about it. I'll also be there. I'll be stopping in for a little while. And
It's going to be a party. Let's go.
Woo, woo. All right, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Thursday. At least I will. I'm going to check in. We're going to do a short little video Thursday for the start, and it might be remote if Tommy wants to join in. I might do it from my desk at work right after. Thursday is the start of the Better Ball, but it might be like on the way to the Better Ball, or you or me. Maybe just a little video we pop up from like the practice green.
Yeah.
All right. We're out.